Greetings from the sub-ether. This is Alan with another short color basic video. Actually, this time it's going to be a short extended color basic video, and I'm going to revisit a maze program I did earlier. I used the lowest resolution block graphics. That's the 30, I think it's 64 by 32 big blocks to try to do the old Commodore one-line maze that prints as slashes and backslashes. I thought it might be fun to try to do it using the highest resolution graphics, so I'm going to use a P-Mode 4 screen. That is 256 by 192. We'll clear the screen. We'll do graphics screen color set 1, and that gives me, right there, black and white graphics. There is a draw command. You can say up 10, or sorry, up 20, right 30, down 10. You can draw with up, down, and right. You can also do diagonals, and I'm going to make use of the diagonals. You can say E20, F20, G20, H20, and these are our different diagonals. E is up to the right, F is down to the right, and so on. So I thought if I made a string, and the first one said go up 8, and the second string drew and went go down 8, I might start with that. The reason I'm doing 8, 256 divided by 8 gives me 32 spots across the screen. 192 graphics up and down gives me 24. So it'll be 32 by 24 resolution for these drawings. Then if I did something like for I equals 1 to 32, draw, and I'm just going to draw one of these. I'm going to say D string and a random number between 1 and 2. That's why I did 1 and 2, just for simplicity. Now when I run that, I don't get what I expected. First, it doesn't start where I think it needs to start. Well, to do that, I'm going to use the draw command, because I can say move 0, 0, and it'll move up there. But it left that big line across the screen. Let's put in a B. That's a blank move. There we go. Still not what I expected. It's because when you draw, the point that you start drawing at next is wherever you left off. So in the case of this one, it goes up and to the right. Well, I'm starting at the top left of the screen, so I need a blank blank down 8, and then up and to the right. So I always want to end up in the top the top left-hand position of the character. So when I go from the top left and go down to the right with F8, when I'm done, I want to do a blank up 8. And that gives me that. So that gives me something that looks quite a bit like the Commodore one line. Of course, now I'm considerably larger than one line. I could just do a BM and keep changing my positions, but another thing you can do with the draw command is you can say draw blank left 255. That takes me all the way back, and then I could say blank down 8. So remember, I always end up in the top left-hand corner of the next square. So if I just did that at the end of each sequence and then did it again, you'd get this. Except it's going to keep trying to do this, and it's going to run out of pixels on the screen when it gets to the bottom line. It also looks a little glitchy on the right corner. I think I'm off by a pixel. And it just keeps drawing on top of it, because I didn't tell it when to stop. Well, I know there are 24 up and down, so I'll do for j equals 1 to 24, and I'll replace that go-to with a next, so it looks like that. And that should give me 24 times of drawing across the screen random slashes and backslashes, then drawing invisibly back left and down 8 to do the next line. And that gives me the maze. Having a little trouble on the bottom section of that screen. It looks like I'm off by a pixel. One of the things that might be wrong, and I'm not quite sure, is maybe I really needed to say left 256? No, doesn't like that. That would take me off the left hand into the screen. It's almost like it's a 255 resolution screen. But somewhere I'm off. And just for fun, when I'm done doing all this, I'm going to paint at the very center of the screen. Something like that. And we'll see how good of a maze this is. There's a lot of dead ends. It's not a complete maze. So maybe this will paint a little tiny block, or maybe it will actually drive through the maze until it finds nothing but dead ends. And right there, it looks like there was a line right where I was trying to paint. So it tried to paint on top of a pixel on one of the slashes, and it couldn't. See if we have any better luck now. No. Well, let's take a look. 80. Let's do it by 1 again. Pretty sure I tried something like this when I was a kid, but I don't recall ever doing a maze. I do remember playing with the paint command, drawing random stuff on the screen. There we go. That looks much more maze-like. Okay. And now the game is create a random maze and see how much area you can cover with the paint command. Not perfect, and it doesn't scroll when it gets to the bottom. I believe I could do that using get and put. I could get like the bottom 99% of the screen and then paste it up and then have another 8 pixels or something like that. But that's it. And by the way, you can use the 65495,0 poke. That puts you in double speed mode in ROM on the Color Computer 1 and 2. I think I already had that set. And on the Color Computer 3, you even have higher resolution graphics. So you could do the same thing, but on a much bigger screen. But I'm not using that mode. There we go. Hours of endless amusement. So there you are, the high-resolution version of the maze. Not quite one line. Still not as cool as what the Commodore VIC-20 could do, but fun. Until next time, don't panic.